everyone, it's Sharon and Jamie from Sharon at Sea, and today we are here with another subscriber-inspired vlog.
Yes.
And this one is from Amy Rogers.
Hi Amy, thanks for the question, we appreciate it.
And we are going to answer your question, Amy. I'm going to read it to everyone. All right, Amy says here, could you and Jamie do a video on things that other people do on cruises that you would never do, and things you always do when you're going on a cruise? Okay, well, let's try to answer that for you, Amy. We'll start with some of the things we never do that other people do sometimes.
Do? She said do.
I know, I did. Anyways.
You can't even plan that kind of stuff, people. It just happens.
That's right. All right, so for whatever reason, there's no reason why we, good or bad, or we do or don't do them. It's just things we just don't happen to do for whatever reason.
This is just how we roll and what we like to do or don't do, or do, whatever.
There you go. Okay, so some things that we never do are, for one thing, we never remove gratuities. And one reason we don't do, well, the main reason we don't do that is because we see how hard those people work on the cruise ships. The staff are amazing. They work very hard. And, you know, there are occasions where maybe something isn't quite up to par, but it's not necessarily anyone's fault. Things just happen, you know, and you just have to kind of roll with the punches on that and basically just have fun.
Yeah, I mean, and we've never received, service or been treated in a way that's made us say, I'm going to go down and go to customer service and go through that process. It's just not happened to us, and maybe we're lucky, or maybe it's our attitudes or whatever, so.
Yeah, and they, you know, they work very hard, and the gratuities do get split between different areas of the ship, different service, and so, you know, just because maybe one person did something you didn't like, we just feel it's wrong to remove them because then it affects the other people as well. Yeah. So it's just something we don't personally do. And
I mean, as far as, you know, the gratuities seem like a lot when they all hit you at one time, like in one day, like they're like it's $70 or whatever. You're like, oh my God, $70. But then when you realize how much you're being taken care of on a daily basis, whether it's your room, whether it's your service, I mean your restaurant service, it's really like, hardly any money that you're tipping these folks. Right. So it's not like it's a huge deal.
Yeah, so it's not much.
So that's how we roll with regards to gratuities.
Okay.
All right, so next one. Another thing is that we never fly in to a port the day of the cruise. You know, we live in Arizona. We will say that if we travel out of Los Angeles, we are known to drive in the morning of the cruise, leaving plenty early for flat tires or any issues like that. Yeah, or whatever the case is. But if we're flying somewhere, we never fly in the day of. We always fly in the day before and spend the night in a hotel because we just don't want the stress of a delayed plane, any kind of an issue, weather in another city that affects, you know, the plane getting to us or whatever. So we always plan ahead, go in the day before, get a good night's sleep, and wake up the day of the cruise ready to head to the ship and have a good time, stress-free.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal for us.
Let's see. Another thing is we never use a credit card or a debit card in the ports. I will say that with one exception. We went on an Alaskan cruise this past summer, and we did use our debit card in Alaska, but we felt safe using it there because it is a U.S. state. Yeah. And so we felt safe. But I would never use it in any of the ports. You just never know what could happen or what you might get charged for later, and then trying to fix it if you had a problem, it could be just like a nightmare. Yes. And I just would never want to deal with that. So sure, it's cash only for us. We do cash only in the ports. That's right.
So no credit cards for us in port.
Right.
Let's see. What else? We never hog chairs. Right. You may have heard about this if you're doing research on a cruise. People that get up at like 5 a.m. and put all their crap on a chair on the Lido deck, and then they don't come back until, you know, they roll out of bed later on. What we do is I just said do. Yeah. What we also do, we'll take advantage of the fact that, hey, there's a rule, you can leave your stuff for 30 minutes. So if we get up early, I'm sitting my butt in that chair. And then if Sharon comes out in a little bit, then we will leave a few things and go grab some breakfast, bring it back to the chair, or go eat quickly and come back to the chair. But we do not leave it unattended. and we do not hog chairs because that's not cool.
Right.
And we frown upon the people that are chair hogs. So boo chair hogs.
That's true. Okay, another thing that we never do is book interior cabins. Now, there's nothing wrong with interior cabins.
A lot of people love and won't do anything but an interior cabin.
Yes, and some people love them because one benefit is they are very dark, and some people say they sleep their best in an interior cabin because they're so dark.
But
the only reason we don't is we just never have, and now that we travel with our son, we're just used to having that window, having the balcony, and we just enjoy sitting out there so much that we just can't bring ourselves not to have that balcony for that reason. And with having 3 of us in the room, it does make for just a little more room and things like that.
Yeah, it certainly seems like there's more room, and we just love we're on a ship because we love being on the ocean and seeing out and seeing where we are, where we're going, where we've been, all that good stuff. So for us, the window and the balcony is a key part of our vacation.
We just enjoy it. But there is nothing wrong with an interior room, and
yes,
you know what? If we really wanted to go on maybe a more expensive cruise and the only way we could afford it was to book an interior room, we would probably book it. So there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying that this is something that we have never done to this day.
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
So if you're just an interior room person, don't give us any nasty grams. Don't say, oh, you're above an interior or anything like that. We just love the balcony and the air and the ocean.
That's right.
All right, what else we got? Where are we at?
Oh.
We got a little list here. So we are looking down on our little list. We never take an excursion without researching it first. Whether it's a cruise ship base excursion, and we don't take many of those anymore, but we still do on occasion. But there are some people that'll get off the ship, hop in a taxi, and just roll out, or they'll book an excursion as they get off the ship with the folks standing there with the signs. We don't do that. We always take an excursion that we've researched so we know where we're going, how we're going to get back. We like to get feedback and reviews from other people, because we don't get to do this often. And we want to know that when we take that excursion, we kind of want to know what to expect. We don't want to just wing it. And we really want to make sure it's going to be a good time and what we really want to do, on our trip. I mean, I don't want to take an excursion I think it's going to be relaxing and find out there's an hour-long hike in the middle of it that I wasn't planning on. Or I don't want to take an excursion where, alcohol is forbidden and I may want to enjoy a cold, refreshing beverage, and stuff like that. So that's a big deal for us. We always research our excursions.
That's right. And we do get in a taxi, though. We'll hop in a taxi and go to the beach and things like that. But we usually research first.
If we just want to do a beach day, then we'll research the beaches around and what's available at that beach, and if there's food there and drinks there and all that kind of stuff. So we always do our homework where we're going to go.
Okay. Another thing is we don't. Excuse me.
You all right there, Sharon? Let's see.
We do not normally participate in like the talent shows and some of those kind of funny, silly little, I guess, things they do around the ship. We will sometimes stand back and watch some of them. We get a kick out of watching some of them, but we're not the ones to be right in the center of the crowd. Like on Carnival, they have the men's hairy chest contest and stuff. It's kind of cute to watch.
And not that I could not be a competitor in that, but
but
it wouldn't be my proudest moment.
But the talent show, we just we're really
we're laid back. We like to watch the entertainment. We don't want to be the entertainment. So we're usually laid back
on that.
And I mean, hey, listen, a lot of people like the ship talent show deal, but I'm going on a cruise so I can watch someone entertain me, and I don't want to watch some poor person who thinks they can sing go out and do a mediocre job and then have to cheer for them just because it's the right thing to do. I want to see some talented person put on a good show. So for us, that's not something that we're down with.
Nothing wrong with it. It's just not for us.
Just us.
Okay.
See, real, true honesty is what you're going to get here from Sharon and C. We're not going to blow any smoke at you, okay? Let's see. One thing we never do is we really never sleep in. We're not all-night partiers, but we like to get up and get the day started. And we like to get our groove on early, and you know, take advantage of the time because again, we don't get to cruise that often, so we want to make the most of every minute of the day. So we're up early,
Even if we
whether
try,
it's
we
walking the
just have
ship
trouble,
or doing
yeah, sleeping in.
whatever we want to do. We're gonna get up and at it and try to have some fun as soon as the day starts. Even if it's just sitting out and watching the ocean go by and relaxing.
Yeah.
So we are up early. We are not into sleeping in. Not something we do, but we see a lot of people that will sleep like half the day and then get up and party all night long.
Yeah. Although we have been known to take a few naps in the afternoon here and there.
Well, hey,
once in a while.
there's nothing wrong with a nap.
Okay, let's
What
see.
else?
Another thing is, we never try to hide out at the muster drill. You do see people, not a lot of people, but here and there you'll see a few people talk about it and try to hide, thinking that they're gonna,
Well,
not have to go.
you
and
know, there's people
participate.
hiding when you're sitting in that muster drill, and it takes an extra 10 minutes because some joker,
Or longer.
is trying to hide somewhere on the ship or in their cabin, or they don't answer the door. And meanwhile, they're calling their name out. So if you are one of those people that hides,
just go.
stop, because you're ruining it for everyone else.
Yeah.
You're keeping me from getting back to the bar. So don't do that.
Yeah. So,
Not
anyways.
cool.
That's something we just don't do. Now, we're not always one of the first ones there. We try to go closer to the end of when they're calling. That way, kind of like the idea of the last one in is the first one out.
Yes,
So,
we do that deal.
there's a tip for you.
All right, so something else we never do at this point of our cruising career is we never try to sneak on alcohol. There may have been one time many years ago
one time.
that we considered it. But nowadays we don't. We just don't want to go through the hassle of it. I think it was when we had a bottle of booze break leaving the ship that we realized that those are the same things that could happen when you're getting on the ship, and we never want to have that happen and ruin our clothes and our suitcase. And they're just getting pretty sharp, so it's really not worth the effort. If I have enough money to cruise, and I have enough money to buy some booze, and or we'll take advantage of Bon Voyage and we'll pre-purchase a bottle.
Yeah.
It's a little more expensive, granted, than buying at the store, but it's still cheaper than counting drinks at the bar and going drink by drink. So that is something we'll do, but we don't sneak booze on anymore.
We will
It's
take
just not
our
worth the
2
hassle.
bottles or 1 bottle each.
Oh, yeah.
For wine that we're allotted.
We'll maximize the
We will
allotted
take
amount.
that.
That's for sure.
But yeah, we don't sneak on.
So no sneaking on anymore. I know we're lame, but what are you gonna do?
I know.
Okay.
All right, and then one last thing that we do not do that we can think of that others might do is we never get off the ship without our son. And they're perfectly safe on the ship. It's nothing about safety. The kids are perfectly safe at camp when you're off the ship.
And there's probably been times he would rather have that happen because you probably have more fun staying on the ship.
But my worry is if something ever happened to us off the ship, then he would be on the ship and not know what happened to us, and it just kind of freaks me out. So.
Yeah. As the God forbid, the one time one of us slips, falls, breaks an ankle, misses the ship going back, some kind of emergency, and you'll hear about it every once in a while. And we don't want to be those parents that have our ship sailing away to the next port without us.
Yeah. So that's just something we personally do not do.
Yeah.
Okay. And now we're going to talk about a few things that we always do on our cruises.
Yes.
We're probably going to miss a few, but
we'll definitely miss a few. But here's just a quick little rundown of a couple things off the top of our head that we always that we always do when we cruise. Just some of our standard moves,
like our rituals.
And not that there's any great secret or anything really tricky, but some stuff that we just do as part of our cruising routine, I guess you could say. All right, so what are we starting with?
We'll start with embarkation day.
Oh, okay. So on our embarkation day, one of the first things we do when we get on the ship is, and usually it happens at about 1:15. All right, so the first thing we do is we grab a drink and we have something to eat. But right after that, once it opens up, we go and we check out. And you know what? I guess we could tell them. Sometimes we do it a little before you're supposed to as well. We've been known to sneak into a dining room and check out a table. But we'll go to the dining room. We'll go see where our table is. Find out where it's located, if it looks comfortable, if it's chairs on one side or a bench on the other that we're not a fan of. If it's in a tight corner right near the restroom, we might try to change it. But we'll go see where our dining room table is. And that way, if we have any issues, we can go get in line and talk to the maitre d' and see if we can switch something up. And we also like to know when we get there where we're going to be heading, ahead of time. So just something we always do. We'd love to go inspect our dining room table and see where we're going to be sitting. Obviously, if we do anytime dining, we don't really have to worry about it. But we might just check out the dining room anyway because we'd love to see where we're going to be eating dinner for the next week.
That's right. And then also we usually, on the first sea morning, we always get up and usually kind of walk the ship.
Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of ships are very similar, and you know, different classes are a lot alike, and you know, we cruise Carnival, and so we've been on the same ship even a few times. But that first morning, we always like to get up early and just walk and go check things out, see if there's something new, something we missed last time, something different, you know, and just kind of get the new lay of the land so we can remember all the ways to go. I might scope out where the restrooms are adjacent to the casino, or you know, or the bar I figure I'll hang out at, or something like that. So we always like to know where everything is. So we'll always walk the ship and get a grip on, you know, the layout of the lay of the land, or in this case, the lay of the ship. Yeah.
Okay. Another thing we do is on the first day, after we're kind of settled and our luggage arrives, I usually unpack our luggage right away if we have time, before the muster drill and all.
She's a mad woman.
I know. I'm the
and not even when it's all there. As soon as we got a bag there, boom, that thing is unopened and put away.
It's all put away. Yeah, I just like to get it done. I don't want to spend a lot of time unpacking. I just want everything unpacked so we can start enjoying our cruise.
Yes.
So that's another thing we do right away. Another thing is...
Hold on, and that is a pet peeve of ours. Like, we've traveled with friends, and you know who you are, and it'll drive them crazy because all of a sudden we'll just disappear for 30 minutes while Sharon is getting the room all set up.
Yeah.
But that way, you know, we just feel like we're there and we're comfortable.
Then we can relax.
Once we get once our drawers are in the drawers, I guess you could say.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Another thing is we always we always sanitize our room when we first get in the room. We bring the sanitizing wipes in our carry-on. So as soon as we get in our cabin, we quickly wipe down all the countertops. Most importantly, the TV remote, the telephone, and things like that are used a lot, because you know they do clean the rooms, and they probably clean those too, but you never know. And that is the biggest. Yeah. Being a nurse too, that is one of the biggest things that hold the germs is the phone.
I mean, the ship takes pride in how well they clean and sanitize everything, but we're going to take it to the next level. Yep. And we've been pretty lucky so far with maybe one.
We have only gotten sick once out of all of our
21 cruises or so.
Yeah, so we have,
Yeah, so wipe it down, sanitize it when you get in there.
Bring the bleach wipes.
Yes, and that way you're feeling good about everything.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know who was in that room before you.
Well, and they could have been sick for all you know.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, anyways.
So there you go. What else?
Sanitize. What else? Okay, so let's see what else. We like to sleep at the balcony. We sleep with the balcony door open at night a lot of nights.
You know, we mentioned earlier about that we never get an interior. We love the balcony room and such. And whenever we can, we will open up the balcony door. I'll bring like a bungee cord, usually, and in most cases that works great. And on a rare occasion that just doesn't work on your balcony, a sneaker works great. You take a sneaker, you jam it in the door once it's open. That'll hold that door open all night long, and you get the fresh air. And you're in
the ocean. Yeah, I mean, you sleep like a baby.
Yeah, as long as you don't have any noisy balcony neighbors, you can do all right.
Right.
And but one key thing to remember is when you get up in the morning or in the middle of the night, don't open your cabin door if your balcony door is open, because there will be a cross breeze like you've never felt before, and stuff will go flying all over your room. Your papers all over the counter. Oh, it'll be a hot mess. So don't open the cabin door if your balcony door is still open. Right. So that's a great tip of the day right there.
That is a tip. We learned that the hard way here many years ago.
For sure, for sure.
Another thing is we always buy a ship model, and that's not really for us. That's something that our son started collecting, is the ship model. So every time we go on a new ship, we will buy in the gift shop, buy the ship model, and he collects them.
Yeah, so it's one of those deals. I mean, it's a good size model. I don't know how much is it, like 30, 40
They're
bucks?
about 30, oh gosh, I don't know what they are now. I think the last one was maybe $32.
Yeah,
32
so I mean,
or something. They're right around.
Yeah, and even though Matthew's getting older, but he's still got an area and a shelf in his room where he just has all these ships lined up, and it's pretty neat. And it's just a great souvenir. You know, no keychains or anything like that. We go with the nice ship model. It's awesome.
Yeah, so he loves the ship. Anyways, another thing that I do is before we leave on our cruise, I get my envelopes out. If you've watched some of our other videos, you've probably heard me talk about my budget envelope system that I do. I get an envelope, and I have one for each day of the cruise, and I guess estimate or guesstimate how much money we are going to spend that day based on what we have planned for excursions, whether they're already paid for, not paid for, our spending money for souvenirs or whatever the case is. On sea days, it will have mainly just like our gambling money and things, and then I'll have another envelope that'll just say basically ship card, and that's where our money will go that we're going to put on our account, because we usually pay cash. We don't charge anything to our charge card on the cruise, because when we get home,
it's very rare that we'll
I
put on
mentioned
the
before,
card.
when we come home, we like to be debt free and move on to the next cruise. We don't want to be still paying off our previous cruise.
But getting back to those envelopes, these
I
envelopes
have an
come in
envelope,
extremely handy.
Yes, I have one for each day, and if we should have extra left over from one day, I will stick it in the next day's envelope, and so on. And then sometimes at the end of the cruise, we'll actually bring home a little extra money.
Yes.
Sometimes not, or sometimes we'll have extra casino money, or whatever the case is. But, and I'm very specific. I mean, I have it down to pretty much a science on how much goes.
And it helps us and it keeps us from overspending, really. So if anybody's out there worried about cruising and spending too much money and keeping track of it, break it down day by day, and it makes it really easy.
You know, I mean, I break down on excursions, you know, if we're going to take a taxi, how much is that going to cost? Our, you know, tipping included, all that stuff. I have everything in there.
Yeah, that's where that research comes in really handy.
That's one big thing that we do that helps us a lot.
Another thing we do, I think pretty much almost every morning, is we order some room service. We put our card out on the door the night before, and we use it actually like as an alarm clock.
Yeah, that's our alarm clock.
So depending on what we have going on, if we're getting off the ship early, or we just want to get up early and get things started.
That's specific, right? I mean, in fact, they usually wake us up a few minutes before we.
Yeah, they're really on time. They do a really great job of that. But we usually get like continental breakfast, some basic stuff, just to have a nibble in case we're hungry in the morning, and we get the coffee. And that's where we get out on our balcony, and we have that morning coffee out there and just enjoy the heck out of the cruise.
We always have our coffee on the balcony every morning. We love that.
Yes.
Love it.
And if they don't have everything you want for your continental breakfast, you can always make a quick run, grab something from the Lido deck, and bring it back to the cabin.
Yeah. And then we always go again later for our regular breakfast, but this is kind of like a little morning snack.
It's a pre-breakfast breakfast.
Yeah, we just sit out there and enjoy the ocean
Nothing wrong
on
with
our balcony.
Nothing wrong with it.
Right.
All right.
Let's see what else. We always go to the casino at some point. Sometimes some cruises we're in there every night at some point, for even if it's for just a few minutes, and on other cruises just certain nights we go in there, sometimes longer than others. And we do go in there at night, although usually on sea days, in the afternoons is when Jamie seems to have the best luck in the casino. So
I usually don't make out well, you know, as far as going to the casino. I mean, when you go in late night, there's a lot of hardcore gamblers in there, and a lot of party people, and it gets a little wild and raucous, and I don't like to fight with others at the table or have 3 people leaning over me or spilling a drink on me or whatever. So I prefer to go during the day. It's a little more mellow, and I can just go in there and do my thing and gamble. I mean, not to say that we haven't been in there at night, but we'll always hit the casino. We're not big time gamblers, but we like it and have a little fun. And it's a little risk and reward, but hey, that's the fun part of
he likes the craps, and I like the roulette.
Well, you like the Wheel of Fortune game too.
I do, but
she loves
I
to spin
haven't
the
got
wheel.
lucky on that lately, so I'm kind of disappointed and
listen,
kind of stopped playing.
No, that's what the cruise line likes to hear, that you're not getting lucky. They wouldn't have it any other way.
I know. Okay, another thing is we always spend at least one sea day kind of just not really doing much of anything. We start the day by lounging around out on the Lido deck in the sun, and we sometimes we'll go in the pool. We usually don't go in the pool, but we do utilize the water parks. We go in the water parks a lot. Matthew does. Sometimes we do more than him. We love just going there, and plus the water's clean. It's fresh water. We learned that from our Behind the Fun tour on our last Breeze cruise, that is actually fresh water coming down on you, so you don't have to worry about germs and everything.
And so you mentioned the
Ool.
Ool.
It's a good way to cool off.
We like to go in the Ool, and we go in the Ool early in the day. And the reason that we go in the Ool is we like to go before there's any pee in it. if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, so the people that are sitting in that, when that Lido deck is packed, and there's 1,000 people out there, and it's about 3:30 in the afternoon, and there's barely any elbow room in that Lido deck pool. Oh man, I don't know what's going on in there, but you ever notice nobody ever goes to take a bathroom break? So we go in the pool early if we do, before too many people have been in there, and
right.
you know, it's part of our sanitizing process in there. So
Yeah.
that's
Anyways.
another tip, and
Yeah.
that's a free tip right there, folks.
Yeah.
There's no charge for that. And you mentioned the one, you know, spending a day of doing nothing.
Yeah.
One thing that we really like to do, and we really started doing it later in our cruising, is go down to the atrium area and find a spot where we can listen and enjoy some of the music or the talent on the ship. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's mediocre, whatever, but we find something we like, and we just like to sit there and have a drink and kind of people watch and see all the people that are having fun, and just sit there and think how lucky we are to be there, and really just kick back and enjoy it. We try to take a little pressure out of at least one day where we can just sit back and not worry about anything, and have some fun. So so we try to make sure we set aside time to just relax and appreciate what we got going on there, for sure.
That's right. And another thing is, on Carnival and other ships actually, they have like Carnival calls them the dive-in movies. Some other cruise lines call them like just movie under the stars and different things like that. Anyways, but basically it's a movie where it's out on the big movie screen, out on the Lido deck, where you can lay in the lounge chairs and watch a movie at night. And we always do that at least one night. There's been times, sometimes we've done it more than one night, depending on the movies, but we always at least do that one night with our son.
Sometimes you get lucky and there's
doing it.
something where like the three of us are really into it. We're like, oh, that's a great movie to watch out there.
Yeah, so a lot of times at night he goes to his camp, it's not Camp Ocean anymore.
Oh yeah, don't say that in front of him.
But
This
you
is
know,
the
we
big
kind
kids
of do
camp.
our thing. But that is one night we kind of spend as a family and we watch a movie under.
Yes, and if you're gonna do that, get there early and get a great seat.
Yeah.
We highly recommend it.
Yeah. And then one more thing. This is something that we do. We didn't do it last cruise, but we usually do it most every cruise if they have a Red Frog pub on the ship.
Oh, hold on. This is a secret. Are you sure you want to tell people about this?
Yeah, I'll tell them. Anyways, but if we started doing this because we had mentioned it to Matthew one time, and he thought it would be fun to do. So maybe about 4 years ago, we started doing this. Is if they have a Red Frog pub on board, if you run the first one in there on embarkation day, gets a free drink. So he thought it would be fun just mainly to be first. So every time he usually runs ahead of us and just tears down the thing and gets into that Red Frog pub. And we have been first probably five times now.
At least 5 times.
But, yeah. But anyways, thanks Matthew. He has secured his parents a free drink.
Yes.
And he gets a Coke.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Something we found out about a couple years ago that you can do that. And it's funny, we've been on a few ships, like once or twice we got on, it's like the bartender's like, what are you talking about? Like they weren't prepared for it. And we're like, what's happening? Yeah. And then someone would come and be fully aware of it. Yeah. And then other times we get on and they take pictures of you.
They do.
And they'll send them, like on Carnival, our pictures have been sent to good old John Heald and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and
so
it's a little competitive for Matthew.
Yeah, it's kind of, we actually do it to humor him. He loves doing it, and we just think it's fun.
We like doing it too, don't get us
wrong. Yeah, so
but we blame him in case anybody looks at us like we're goofballs.
Yeah, anyways, but it's just something different, something fun to do. So there you go. Anyone who wants to try to do that, get a free drink or whatever, just run to the Red Frog pub.
But don't tell them that we told you, because people get mad if we let these cruising secrets out.
But I will say, this is the only bad thing, if you're not like Diamond or Platinum, you have a very slim chance of making it, because they get on the ship first and usually one of them get in there.
But, they know about it. So I guess that's more like a Diamond Platinum tip versus average cruiser type of deal.
But anyways, it's,
But hey, give it a shot.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right, so what else we got? All right, and so one last thing, and something we always do, so I guess kind of wrapping it up with this law is, we always try to make sure that we engage and interact with all the people that are working, that are going to be dealing with us. The staff that we know we're going to see all the time. Whether it's our cabin steward, our dining room people, if there's a few places or bars or places we like to hang out or something like that, we interact with them and we let them know that we're there to have fun, and we joke with them and we talk to them, and to be honest, we just treat them like they're real people, and that we appreciate, we let them know we appreciate what's happening and that they're serving us, And hey, every once in a while, I might be known to throw a buck or two to somebody who does me right. But we really think that by engaging the staff, it'll help. It helps them to know how laid back we are and that we just want to have fun. And I think it makes them more comfortable in taking care of us,
Right.
and they know they can have fun with us too.
Yeah.
And
we like them to know that how much we do appreciate them, because they work hard and you know,
they're away from their families and all that kind of stuff. So
I can't even imagine that. Like I could not do that.
So we like to engage the cabin steward and have a great time with them or anyone else that we're going to deal with. So be friendly to them, talk to them like they're real people and not just somebody there to serve you a drink and then go away. And they appreciate it, and I think it really sets us up for success as far as having some good service and having a really good experience. So keep that in mind when you get on the ship. Enjoy the people that are working there. I don't know if they get a lot of that on occasion, and
well, you know, there's a lot of people that get really upset with the staff over things, and sometimes it might not even be under their control.
Yeah,
you know,
might not be warranted.
Yeah,
but treat them like you'd like to be treated yourself, and that'll work out real well for you.
They're just there to make our vacation great.
That's right. So there's our high horse pedestal statement of the day to be nice to the people, and it's done us really well. So so you know, take it from us. It'll be a benefit to you.
Treat others as you would like to be treated.
That's
so there
right.
You go.
All right, cool. All right, anything else we got?
Okay, that's
we've been
about
rambling
it.
on forever right here.
Amy, I hope we answered your question with enough.
Yes.
Do things we do and things we never do.
We've been rambling on. This quick video turned out to be like 30 minutes. So thanks for hanging in there. And we can't wait to do another video. Remember the what are they? The crew. Inspired video. What do you call that?
Subscriber inspired.
We'll
be back next week with another one.
Yes, and please make sure that you like these things. Subscribe if you would.
And give
we
us
appreciate
more
it. And yes, and keep in mind, if you have any more questions about cruising or anything we haven't answered, shoot an email to this one right here at Sharon at Sea. And if you're thinking about booking a cruise and you're a little hesitant or something's a concern, give Sharon a call. You don't have to just book. You can ask your questions.
Yep. I'm here to answer any questions.
Hey, you can ask me a question if I answer the phone.
Yeah, whether you book with me or not, I'm just here with information for you. I just love to help others with all their, you know,
that's right,
cruise questions.
So if you need anything, let us know, and that's about it.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, so until next time, happy cruising.